The following bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the BAMMA Lightweight division. Introducing first the man standing to my right and fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 152 1/2 pounds. He is a mixed martial artist with a record of 8 victories opposite a single defeat with 2 bouts resulting in no contest. Fighting out of Liverpool, England, Richie Downes. The opposition comes in the form of the man standing across the cage to my left and fighting on the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight uneven, 156 pounds. He is a mixed martial artist with a record of 8 victories opposite 4 defeats with a 1 draw. Fighting out of London, England, by way of Canada, Jeremy Ninja Petley. Your referee, Mark Woodard.
So this is intriguing, Pierre, in the fact that we've got 2 men in the cage now, used to that winning feeling.
Now, again, body language. Looking at Petley, he looks very, very relaxed. Downes has a very high guard. Looks a little bit tense, but again, that might be pre-fight jitters.
Yes, Petley in that southpaw stance. And as we said, durable, we know he can take a punch. And we know he can finish when he looks under pressure. So maybe Downes just being cautious, having done his homework.
Petley missing on the kick, goes down to a knee, pops right back up. Now, look at the size difference. I tell you what, Petley looks a lot bigger than Richie.
Yes, a broader back, you're right.
Now, how does that factor in? He must have lost a lot of weight for this. How does that factor in into as far as like fitness? Ooh, saying that, nice punch combination. I'll tell you what, Petley's striking seems to be much improved from the last outing.
Yes, I mean, well, he had a good teacher in Dyson Roberts. And that's the great thing about this. You evolve, you go away, you work on your strengths and your weaknesses.
And Petley, definitely a student of the game. He's going to look for any flaws that he has, and he's definitely going to work on it, coming back a bigger and better fighter. Inside leg kick there by Petley lands. Richie returns, catches the shin off a check from Petley. Petley really on his bicycle here tonight. A lot more footwork than I'm used to seeing from him. In previous fights, he's been a lot more stationary. And I tell you what, it's very, very hard to gauge distance when you have somebody that's back and forth on the footwork.
Yes, a cautious opening from both men. They're having a real good look at each other here.
Now, what I like about Petley, he's tending to stay to the center of the cage, making Richie do all the work running around the outside. Nice little boxing tool there. Petley looking very determined. A lot of motion inside leg kick. More foot than shin. Superman punch, just missing the mark. Comes back with a jab. Richie going down to the body. Richie now taking the center of the cage. Petley on the outside, inside leg kick. Has to be careful. That looked a little bit high there by Richie. Nice kick again. Both fighters throwing shots back and forth. Uppercut, leg kick. Richie coming in with a little flurry, a 1-2 punch. Petley backs off.
And still no hint, Pierre, as this round goes on, of either man wanting to take it to the ground. They're both comfortable at this range and upright like they are.
Yeah, they're both comfortable. However, nobody's really landing. Oh, just as I say that, a hard shot. Petley comes with a straight left down the pipe. Another inside leg kick, front kick by Petley. Both guys looking very tentative.
That's right, they've really had a good look at each other in this first round.
And for me, I think Petley's throwing the harder shots, but you have to wonder, it's just a matter of time before Petley takes this down to the ground.
Yes, Downes as well, as you said, both men very mobile at the moment and not really taking risks. They're throwing leather. And there, as you said, that Petley goes for the first takedown. Downes aware of it though.
And Downes, knowing Petley, has seen, previously seen him on BAMMA, I'm sure he did his research. He has to have known that Petley at some point is going to try to take it down to the mat. That's his bread and butter.
Yes, Downes doing a good job of keeping it upright.
Checking the hip. Leg trip attempt there.
Short little knees as well that Downes is trying to check.
Now what Downes has to do is he has to squat. He needs to change his level because the more he gets up on his toes, the easier it's going to be to sweep him right out from underneath him. Petley really using that head.
I was just about to say, Pierre gets that chin up underneath as well. As you said, relentless in his attempt to get that takedown. What he can do in the seconds that are left, I don't know.
Nice balance being shown there by Richie Downes, able to fend off the takedown attempt. Petley, however, is like a dog on a bone. Working, working, working.
Yeah, short little knees again to the thighs of Downes, which will eventually take their toll on him. And then gives up on it just at the break.
I think he has to counter. I think he has to back-foot it. I think he has to wait for Petley to come in, and he needs to not stay straight in front, because if you're if you're not using your footwork, you're straight in front of your opponent. Again, those straight lines, takedown.
Well, it starts the same way in the seconds as it did the first. Both men happy to stand upright and trade.
The corner of Petley is asking for pressure.
And Downes again with those chopping kicks of his own.
Petley, barrage, just missing the mark.
And again, you feel that when Petley attacks like this, that there's an ulterior motive behind it. You think of the time when he gets his man so involved in the upright scrap, as we see now, that you'll get the clean takedown. We haven't really had that yet, have we?
No, he did successfully put Richie's back up against the cage, and let's talk about that. We talked about that visible weight difference. For Petley, keeping Richie up against the cage works in his favor because Richie has to carry the weight of the bigger man.
That's right, but at the moment, again, both men happy to stand and trade in the center of the cage. And neither man, throughout the course of this opening 2 rounds, has landed cleanly to make some sort of mark here. As I say that, Petley looks sharp again with that right lead, left hand following through.
If Petley will throw a 2-3 count combination up top, go down low to the legs, I think he'll land that, because Richie, every time the punches are coming, the elbows come up high. He could potentially even land a body shot. So look for him to try to set that up.
Well, I was looking more for the combination from Petley that catches Richie's attention and then the takedown attempt, but it hasn't came yet.
And uncharacteristic to Petley, he's not really forcing the issue with the takedowns. He's happy to stand out. Maybe he's trying to play with some new toys that he's been working on at the London Fight Factory.
Yes, it makes it difficult again for the judges here when they look at this. Nice body shots this time from Richie Downes.
Now, Richie Downes, for me, it seems like he's starting to get into a little bit of a groove. He's starting to find the range, and he started throwing more numbers as far as like the punches, 2s and 3s versus the singles.
Yeah, switches lightly on his feet as well, Pierre.
Going from orthodox to southpaw, trying to confuse one Jeremy Petley.
Well, when he switches to southpaw, Petley's lead leg is in range just like his own is. And again, nice exchanges, but neither man that clean shot that can change this fight around.
Now, Petley is throwing with a lot of power. Ooh, nice straight right cross into a potential clinch there. However, Petley fends that off, throwing his opponent off. You kind of feel that Petley's just waiting to pounce.
Well, they've got into a rhythm here, and they're both happy with it. They're happy with the range, they're happy with the work rate, and sometimes you fit into a comfort zone without even realizing it, and I feel that's the danger for these two men. They're both happy here, and there's no change of strategy because neither man feels worried, neither man's been hurt. And then finally, Petley was off with the leg of Downes. A big mistake by Richie Downes there.
Yep, and again, bigger man on top, so therefore smaller man on the bottom. In this case, Richie Downes. Ooh, nice little transition. Went to side mount, however, straight to the back.
And Downes is in this position through one mistake. He'd been throwing the hands. He threw what was a sloppy front kick. Once Petley caught the front kick, we find ourselves in this position. It could be very costly for Richie Downes with over a minute left in the round.
Now, technically, off of that single leg pickup, it was very, very well executed. He straightened the leg out, putting his chest onto the knee, you know, applying a lot of pressure, and it resulted in a dominant position. However, Richie Downes is not one to just sit there and take it. He is trying to, you know, switch back and forth on the hips, staying active, and trying to, you know, better his position on Petley.
Yes, but it means as this round starts to see its way out, for me, bit of daylight between the two of them now in Petley's favour there for the judges.
Yeah, scored with a takedown. Also starting to throw some leather, dominant position, taking the back twice, looking to possibly set the hooks in. Suplex.
And again, the strength of Petley and the size there, and he's got side control once more as we come into the last 20 seconds. For me, this makes it very clear for the second round. If you're a bit wondering which way to go in the first, you've got no doubts here in the second now. And the transitions of Petley, as you saw there, Pierre. So whichever way we felt the first round went, there's no doubt about the second. About 3/4 of the way through that, Petley took the one opportunity that was given to him, the sloppy front leg kick, and Downes was made to pay for it.
Now, going back to the replay here, big weight advantage it looks like to me, which enables him to basically suplex his opponent down to the mat.
And from this time onwards, it was all Petley really, with transitions, looking for submissions, and it came from that kick. Lazily executed, and he got punished for it.
Circular motion, pressure on the knee, which results in a Petley takedown. Has the underhook, looking to better his position. Petley doing very well. And you know what I love about Petley is that even though he's the bigger man, he's just as quick on transitions as the smaller man, who, you know, a lot of times you would think would be quicker.
Well, we're going into the third and final. If the first was drawn, the second's a big round in favour of Petley, and the initiative is with him at the moment. And Downes comes out throwing leather, but gets caught on the counter by Petley with nice foot movement. As you said, he's fast on his feet, he's light on his feet, he's really worked on his upright game, but more confident this time to take his man down earlier, Pierre.
Yep, good defense there by Richie Downes, pushing off the head, able to get control of his leg back, and now finds both fighters in the upright position. Boy, I tell you what, the corner of Downes must have said something inspirational, because he has come out brimstone and fire.
That's right, he's closed the range and he's standing closer for these exchanges. But what I like about Petley is you can see the improvement in his boxing. He's happy to stand and trade and landed his own shots. But you're right, Downes has certainly taken it up a gear and started to ask the questions of Petley. I think the corner said, you've lost that second round.
And with a round as close as it has been, I think the first one is a toss-up. Second round I have for Petley. So it is still anybody's fight here in the third round. Good pressure there by Petley, staying heavy hips, keeping the shoulder up against, making the smaller man carry his weight, which has been a common denominator from him throughout the whole rounds.
Yes, and Downes needs to keep that initiative. He needs to keep that work rate. He really needs to pressurise Petley now and get through cleanly. Nice roundhouse and then the low kick.
Downes is still in it. He's not so far gone that he can't take this fight. However, both guys swinging for the fences. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, this is mixed martial arts.
And you saw there that the last shot was a right hand by Richie Downes that saw Petley go for the takedown. Downes carries power and Petley takes him down again. I think he got Petley's attention there.
Yeah, he did. And whenever you get caught like that, you revert back to what you're best at. His comfort zone or his security blanket. Talking about blanket, he is blanketed all over the back of one Richie Downes.
That's right, Downes called his attention with a short right hand at the end of that exchange, and Petley, as you said, reverted back to his strengths.
Now Richie's going to have to peel off the hooks of Petley, try to get him over his shoulders, maybe a 2-on-1 hand control, peel him off the back. However, again, he's carrying the weight of Petley.
And he has the back, and it's plenty enough time in this third and final round. And blood there on Richie Downes' forehead, close to the eye, looks across the bridge of the nose, Pierre.
Not over the eye, which could be a problem as far as vision. Probably a small nick. Again, small nicks can produce a lot of blood.
Especially with the adrenaline, the blood's flowing fast, and it pumps that bit faster, but it'll be distracting again when you're trying to stop these submission attempts.
Petley finding himself in a very good position again. The KO Bond corner shouting directions, instructions for their fighter who they have to feel is behind in this round.
Yes, from an even start and a good right hand, Petley responded in for his corner the right way to that right hand, saw the danger, took the fight to a different level and to the ground game again, and these are dangerous moments for Richie Downes.
Petley is starting to score on that ground and pound from that mount position, looking to peel the head off. Boom, and an elbow. A palm down elbow sliding across the face. He's trying to open up the cut potentially. However, he doesn't want this to go to the judges.
No, he's still got time, just over a minute. Petley working hard to get this decision now. And we are in the final minute, but he's still in a very good position here. And you do feel now that even if it does go to the judges, it'll be two very clear rounds for Jeremy Petley.
I think here with 45 to 43 seconds left in the round, I feel that the end for this bout is inevitable in favor of one, Jeremy Petley.
Yes, and the difference is when he's had the opportunity, he seized them and made the right decisions.
Richie Downes is showing that he deserves to be in there, but he's just up against the bigger fighter. I'd be very interested to know how much weight Petley cut for this fight.
Yes, but again, it hasn't affected his speed, his stamina, and certainly not his mobility. Dominant third round for Petley. And I'm glad to see that Richie Downes has made it to the end. Very gutsy performance, but I feel it's Petley all the way now, Pierre. So here's the exchange, and it was that right hand that made Jeremy Petley decide to take it to ground. And when it got to ground, it was all Petley, and that was the important decision. Richie Downes was matching him upright, but you saw, as you see there with those downward elbows.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards for the final decision. All three judges score this bout 30-27 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Jeremy Ninja